Okay, cool. Thank you, everybody. And here comes Ginger. Okay, so this is Wednesday morning, and you know the format we have for this class. We start with wisdom from others, and then we do the physical practice, and then we do the seated meditation. So we worked with Thich Nhat Hanh for quite some time, and now I picked a different book, and this is from Dalai Lama. And honestly, I'm not very fond of this book, to be honest. But it's Dalai Lama after all. So he has a lot of wisdom. It might be the way it's written. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna stay with it. I'm gonna stay with it and see what happens. It's not painful. It's little discomfort. So when there is discomfort, there is an opportunity for growth. I'm surprised because Dalai Lama is one of my favorites, and so I'm a little bit surprised that I have a hard time with this book. But I did find a little reading that I enjoyed, so I'll read this one. This is kind of short, so maybe I'll read it twice. We'll see. The smile is a very important feature of the human face. But because of human intelligence, even that good part of human nature can be used in the wrong way, such as sarcastic smiles or diplomatic smiles, which only serve to create suspicion. I feel that a genuine, affectionate smile is very important in our day-to-day lives. How one creates that smile largely depends on one's own attitude. It is illogical to expect smiles from others if one does not smile oneself. Therefore, one can see that many things depend on one's own behavior. Okay, so I'm going to stop there, and then I'm going to read it again before we do the meditation. So let's do the physical practice. And the reason we do a physical practice before meditation, or at least for me, it's like often the mind is like all over the place. And doing a physical practice can help to bring the mind more in alignment with the body. The mind can travel to Europe or to the past or the future. The body is always here in the present moment. And I want to find a way to bring the mind in tune or in alignment with my physical body, and the physical practice is one way to do that. Okay, so finding your seat, sitting up tall. Maybe place the hand on your belly. So my teacher calls this the pit of the belly. Pit of the belly. I think that place in the body has a lot of different names depending on depending on the school you're in, kind of. So the pit of the belly goes in and up, and gives internal support and allows the spine to grow or stay tall and grow. And then if you want to, you can bring your awareness to your feet, lifting the heels, lifting the toes, reminding ourselves of the connection to earth. It's always there. It's just sometimes when the mind goes crazy, we don't notice. We don't notice the connection to the earth, and that feels scary. It feels scary. And then if you want to, you can bring awareness to your breathing. Maybe notice the inhale, notice the exhale, and just observe without judgment. So right now, what kind of breathing are you using? Is it short? Is it shallow? Is it hard? Is it easy? Just notice, don't judge. And then reminding ourselves that the breath is actually a pathway or a gateway to the nervous system. So with my breath, I can turn on the parasympathetic nervous system if I want to. That's a possibility. That's a skill that we have and we can practice. So if you want to, you can practice lengthening the inhale and lengthening the exhale. Maybe pick a number like 3. So inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 1, 2, 3. So at this point, making the inhale and the exhale about the same length. And then notice how that feels. So if 3, depending on how the number 3 feels, is it very hard? Maybe cut it down to 2. Inhale for 1, 2. Exhale for 1, 2. Or if 3 feels easy, maybe try 4. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Every day is going to be different. And then if you want to, you can bring awareness to the 2 sitting bones. Maybe shift your weight from one to the other. Like really notice those bones, the steady, sturdy, dense, strong bones in your body. And there are 2 halves of us, right? We are like 2 parts of us connected. And when the 2 parts, yin and yang, when they create a balance, good things happen. So we can be a lot of things, and I can, like what Dalai Lama talked about, I can smile with an authentic smile, or I can smile with a sarcastic smile. I have sarcasm in me, and I have authenticity in me, and I can choose which way I want to lean, right? Depending on what I want to accomplish. And then finding balance. Pit of the belly goes in and up, allows the spine to grow. If you want to, you can place your fingers on top of your head just to kind of get a feel that the crown of head is reaching up, opening up, allowing wisdom to come into your body. Wisdom from others, wisdom that went before us. And then if you want to, you can imagine the third eye or midbrain, your mind's eye, somewhere, in the midbrain, third eye. You can imagine that as, I don't know, one big eye. Or I like the image of a pearl, like a pearl or like an eye that can see everything, or back, side, down, up, like a pearl, like the white part of the eye that can see everything. And with that eye, you don't need your physical eyes. So if you want to, you can close your physical eyes and just rely on your third eye for a moment. Imagining maybe like a pearl that can see in all directions. And to you, what color is that pearl? And when I play with that image, the pearl actually turns into a drop of water. I just realized. That's funny. Okay, so if you want to, you can place your hands on your knees and then start the cat-cow movement. So waking up the physical spine and the spiritual spine. So here we are on earth and we have a job to do. In yoga, we talk about skillful action. We take action all the time, and some days it's not so skillful, right? We have all lived a long time on earth, and we have done our fair share of unskillful action. So, but with practice and with wisdom from each other, we can learn to take more skillful action, more skillful action. And then coming back to neutral, and then adding the blinking, bubbling stars. Blinking, bubbling stars all the way up. Clasp the hands, turn them over, straighten those elbows, breathe. Maybe feel how the lungs are stretching, waking up, ready to receive a lot of oxygen. Maybe reach up and maybe feel how the skin is stretching and the lung. You can imagine how the lung gets to stretch. And if we stretch it, we allow the lung to receive more oxygen. And then reach, turn, let the arms go wide. Fingertips are reaching away from each other, and look behind you. Breathe. And maybe think about something you learned from someone else. What did you learn from someone else? And then release. Maybe lift the shoulders a few times up and down, and then blinking, bubbling stars all the way up. Clasp the hands, turn them over, straighten those elbows. Breathe. Feel your lungs, one on the left, one on the right. And then gently do some side bending, allowing those lungs to wake up and stretch. And then reach, reach, reach. And then turn to the other side, let the arms go wide, fingertips are moving away from each other, look behind you. What did you teach someone else? How were you helpful to someone else? And then release, shake it out, maybe lift the shoulders a few times. Okay, then look at your hand. All 5 fingers are like paint brushes. So pick a color or more, dip all those paint brushes in the paint, get some paint on all the fingers, and then we start following the recipe 3 times. So 3, 2, 1, and then you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want as long as you're not hurting yourself or others. Any picture you want, you can draw. And then back to neutral. Look at your other hand. Maybe imagine like 5 paint brushes. And then use paint. You can pick one or many colors, that's up to you. And first we follow the recipe. 3, 2, 1. And then you can do whatever you want, as long as it doesn't hurt yourself or others. And then release. And then if you want to maybe travel into the desert, and in the desert, there are a cactus arms. And this cactus can move. Haven't seen that. Twisting cactus. Even swim. That's even more unusual in the desert. That a twisting, swimming cactus. Maybe that's possible. I don't know. Haven't seen it yet. Backwards. And then let the knee and elbow connect. Let the knee and elbow connect. Knees and elbows are, similar. They're different, but it's a similar joint. And then maybe cross the midline. That can be confusing for the brain, and that's good. We want to confuse the brain. When we feel confused, we're often creating new pathways, and that is usually a good thing. You're finding new ways to connect the dots. And then if you want to, you can bring one knee up and then balance. Breathe. Pit of the belly goes in and up. This is the balancing posture, stressful for the body. So often the breathing changes. You have control over your own breathing. So you can decide if you want to lengthen the inhale or lengthen the exhale. And when we do that, we turn on the parasympathetic nervous system. So cool. Okay, and then release down. Thinking bubbling starts again. All the way up. Clasp the hands, turn them over, look up. Big inhale, big exhale. Release the fingers out wide into an airplane. And then inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, turn the palms up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward, and then bring the hands behind your back. Holding on to something. And then breathe. If you want to, you can close your physical eyes and maybe bring your awareness to that midbrain. So I suggested the image of a pearl. In my mind, the pearl turned into a drop of water. So everyone will have a slightly different third eye, I would imagine. I don't really know, actually. And then release, shake it up, bring one hand behind the heart, and then the other one, supporting your own heart. Internal support is crucial. If you have internal support, you have really everything you need. Supporting the back of your heart, supporting your own back of the heart. And then release. Okay, bring the feet as wide as the mat. So you have this like triangle, and then starting to shift from one side to the other. So we have two parts of us, pain, pleasure, black, white, love, fear. And it seems like it is like that love is going in that direction and then fear is going in the opposite direction. What I have learned is that it might seem that way, but eventually turns into a circle, and fear becomes love and love becomes fear. Black becomes white and white becomes black. It's like, okay. So it starts like it feels like it's the opposite. And then if you want to, it turns into a circle. Going one way and then going the other way. And then going any kind of way. We don't like, what would happen if you did not follow the first recipe that you were taught? So what will happen? And we are invited to explore as long as we don't hurt ourselves or others. And then coming back to neutral, bring the feet together in Tadasana, feet big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. And then lifting that right knee off the floor, creating big circles. Let's use the toes again. So the toes, you can look at your 5 toes and imagine that they are like paint brushes. Dip the toes in paint. And then start by creating 3 nice circles. And then you can do whatever you want as long as you don't hurt yourself or others. You can draw any picture that you like using any color, maybe a color that hasn't been invented yet. And then step out wide, elbows to knees, fingertips together, lengthen the spine. Pit of the belly goes in and up. Breathe. And then if you want to, you can release the hands down. Maybe use the elbows to gently push the knees out. And the knees can push gently back. And then drop the head. You can walk the hands forward. You can walk them to the side or the other side or behind you. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, place that right knee on top of the left knee. Use your fingers, open up the toes. We want all those paintbrushes to be separately together, Just like the vertebrae in the spinal cord, just like the people, we are separate, but we are together. And then slide the knees together, inhale, arms up. Exhale, turn away from that knee, look behind you, breathe. And then release back to neutral. Left knee comes up, big circles. Okay, I forget the paintbrushes. Use the 5 toes, imagine they are paintbrushes, and then dip them in paint. Follow the recipe to start with. 3, 2, 1, and then you can do whatever you want, as long as you're not hurting yourself or others. That's the boundary. And then step out wide, elbows to knees, fingertips together, lengthen the spine, pit of the belly goes in and up. Breathe. Here, if you want to, you can place the left hand in front of the face, the right hand on the right knee, and then you can push in here to create a twist, lengthen the spine, Left hand is pushing into the earth, the right hand is pushing into the knee. Gaze goes up towards the sky. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist a little deeper. If you want to, you can bring that top hand up. And then release down, let the head go. Come back up to neutral. And then place the right hand in front of the face on the floor, left hand on the knee. I'm pushing into the earth with my right hand, and I'm pushing into the knee with my left hand, creating a twist. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to twist a little deeper. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to twist a little deeper. And you can look up if you want to, maybe bring that left hand up towards the sky. And then release down, let the head go. Inhale, come all the way up. And then place that left foot on the right knee. Use your fingers to separate the toes, like reminding ourselves that, yes, we are here together, but we are here separately together, just like a spine or the vertebrae or the toes, fingers. And then slide the knees together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, turn away from that knee, look behind you. Breathe. And then release back to neutral. Okay, so let's build some strength in the legs. So spread the toes, making sure you have a steady foundation, transfer the weight up, forward and up. And then pick a number. I'm going to pick 10. So I'm going to bend the knees and gently touch the chair. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then shake it out. And then pick another number. Maybe you pick 5, maybe you pick 10, maybe you pick 20. I don't know. I'll pick 10 again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then sit back down. Give yourself a pat on the back for good job. Shake it out. And then transfer the weight forward and come all the way up to standing. And then we're going to continue with some standing practices. Blinking, bubbling stars. All the way up. Clasp the hands, turn them over. Straighten those elbows. And then starting the side bending. Maybe notice how the skin is stretching. Maybe imagine how the lungs are stretching. Reach, reach, reach. And reach up, turn, let the arms go wide, look behind you, and release. Blinking, bubbling stars all the way up, clasp the hands, turn them over, breathe. Fill those lungs with air. And reach and stretch those lungs, wake them up, creating space for new air to come in. And then turn, fingertips move away, look behind you, breathe, and release. And then let the arms go. Okay, look at those fingertips. 5 paint brushes, dip them in paint. 3, 2, 1, and then anything you like, anything you like, anything you like, anything you like. You can paint anything you like, as long as it doesn't harm yourself or others. Okay, the other one, 5 paint brushes. Use the colors that you like. 3, 2, 1, and then you can paint anything you want. Anything you want, as long as it doesn't harm yourself or others. All right, and then let the arms go. And then bend the knees. And those arms, they can go anywhere. And you don't have to stay on the mat. You can leave the mat. And then letting the knees and elbows connect. Knees and elbows connect. First on the same side of the body, and then on the opposite side of the body. Okay, hands on hips, and wake up those hamstrings. Hands on hips, wake up the hamstrings. You know, like sometimes, you know, how do we self-motivate? Just sometimes we just need a kick in the butt, you know? You've said you're going to do it for years, maybe. Today is the day. And then often why we're hesitant about doing something is because we look too far. I make a plan, and what is the smallest thing I can do today? If I want to make a cake, let's say I want to bake a cake. Well, the first thing I could do is to get the recipe out there and put it on the countertop. That's one step I could do. Maybe that's the only thing I do today. I just take out the recipe and I put it on the countertop. That's it. That would be a first step. And then I wait. Okay, and then we lift the legs out onto the side. So if I've taken that first step of taking out the recipe, the next step to how do I build more external support? Maybe I read the recipe. And then maybe I take out the ingredients and I realize I have the flour, I have the sugar, but maybe I don't have any butter. And I need butter for this cake. Okay. So then I know. And then we can go into balancing. And then maybe tomorrow, I'll go to the store and get butter. That's a possibility. And then go to the other side. And release. Blinking, bubbling stars. Okay, now open up the fingers and imagine fear. Take that fear and push it away, push it away, push it away. And it's going to sneak back in and it's going to be hard to resist. And then you're going to push it back, push it back, push it back again. And maybe use some more power to keep it away. kicking it. It's going to try to sneak in from the side or the back. Push and kick fear away. And eventually, you can stop the kicking and you don't have to push anymore because we've created enough space for love. Okay, let's do 3 sun salutations. 3 sun salutations. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Gentle bend in the knees and inhale all the way up. Exhale down the midline. That was 1. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Gently bend the knees. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. That was 2. Last one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. And then hold your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. And release. Okay. Step back to warrior 1. Big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Inhale to chair. Exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the left, to right heel comes off. Take a big step back. Find the earth behind you with the toes and then the heel. Building warrior 1 from the ground up. Checking things out. Simply gathering facts. Blinking, bubbling stars. Place your hands in your back pocket. Bring your awareness to your heart space. And then allow the heart to lead and the mind to follow. Heart is leading and mind follows. Back foot goes off, opposite hand goes off. Maybe add some movement. And then bring feet together, back up to standing. Other side. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transit the weight to the right, left heel comes off. Take a big step back. Find the earth behind you with the toes and the heel. Warrior 1, simply observing without judgment. Blinking, bubbling stars. Place your hands in your back pockets. Allow the heart to lead. Transfer the weight forward so the heart leads, but the mind follows. And then pick that back foot up, opposite hand off. And then maybe add some movement. Feet together, bend your knees, and come up to standing. Stepping back to warrior 2 this time. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the left, the right heel comes off. Take a big step back. Open up the pelvic halves, moving up to the second chakra, the right to feel. Finding warrior 2. So warrior 2 actually picks a target. Warrior 2 makes a choice. One hand in the past, one in the future, and we are right here in the present moment. So how do I make a choice? Flip the front hand reverse. What did I learn from the past? And then how could I use that in the future? Extended side angle. And then back to warrior 2 in the present moment. So what is the tiniest action I could take right now to move myself closer to the target? And then when the time is right, I take that action, move forward, hands on that chair, pick up the back foot, and then let the same hand come off. Same hand comes off. And then feet together, back to mountain posture. Other side. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transit the weight to the right, left heel comes off. Take a big step back, open up the pelvic half. The right to feel second chakra. The right to make a choice. And how do I make better choices? How do I make better choices? Flip the front hand, reverse your warrior. What did you learn from the past? And how can I use that to plan better for the future? And then coming back to the present moment, what is the smallest step? What is the baby step that I could do today that would bring me closer to my target? And then when the time is right, I actually take that action. I move forward, I pick up that back leg. And then if you want to, you can also lift the same hand, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon posture. Maybe add some movement here. And then eventually bring the feet back together, bend the knees, and come back into Tadasana, mountain posture. Steady, stable, grounded. Okay, and then 3. Let's go to 3. Another, this is the 4th balancing posture we're doing today. 1 seated, 2 standing, and this is the 3rd one standing. Okay, big toes to touch here slightly apart. Starting in mountain. Imagine how from the feet are kind of tiny. Imagine how you can widen your feet by growing roots out and deep. Maybe connecting to other root systems. Transfer the weight to the left, the right heel comes off. This might be it. This might be it. This might be your tree posture today. Maybe it's mine today. Check in with the breathing. Notice how it changes. If it's very shallow, stay here. Stay here. No reason to go into pain. Not helpful. If your breathing is calm, maybe bring the knee out to open up for the second chakra. Maybe get the foot off the floor. Maybe come into a traditional tree posture. Maybe you want to explore your own tree posture. Or come up with the posture that does not have a name yet. And then eventually finding your way back to mountain. Steady, grounded, stable. Transfer the weight to the right, left heel comes off. Check in with the breathing. If it's very shallow, stay here. Maybe go back to mountain. Maybe even separate the feet if this feels better. Every day is different. If your breathing is fine, open up the knee, allowing to open up the second chakra where we feel and prepare ourselves to make a choice. And then if you want to, you can try a traditional tree. You can try another balancing posture. Maybe you know a lot of different postures. Or maybe you want to come up with something that no one has done before. I don't know what that would be. And then eventually finding your way back to Tadasana. Okay, place the hands on the chair. Bring the feet a little wider, spread the toes, release the knees. Blinking, bubbling stars all the way up. Place your hands in your back pockets. Open the heart. Allow the heart to lead. Or maybe just open the heart to receive here. Allow the heart to receive. Allow the heart to receive. And then untuck the toes, bring the knees wider, big toes to touch, and release into child's posture. Inhale, come back up. Clasp your hands to create that stable triangle. Tuck the toes, lean into the support that you created. Pit of the belly goes in and up. Lift the knees off the floor. Breathe. And then bring the hips up. Dolphin. Then bend the knees, and come back up to standing. All right. So now maybe this physical practice brought the mind and the body a little bit more into alignment, or not, right? Or not. So every day is different. We just try. And then we see what happens. And then we adjust the target, and then we try again. Okay, so I'm going to read this passage one more time, and then we'll do the seated meditation. The smile is a very important feature of the human face. But because of human intelligence, even that good part of human nature can be used in the wrong way, such as sarcastic smiles or diplomatic smiles, which only serve to create suspicion. I feel that a genuine, affectionate smile is very important in our day-to-day lives. How one creates that smile largely depends on one's own attitude. It is illogical to expect smiles from others if one does not smile oneself. Therefore, one can see that many things depend on one's own behavior. Okay, so with that in mind, we're going to do the seated meditation and about 7-8 minutes. And then at the end, I'll play the bowl. And that way, you know it's over. Okay, sitting up tall. Pit of the belly goes in and up. Bring your awareness to your breathing, noticing the inhale, noticing the exhale. And now I'm going to be quiet. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, gently move your head from side to side. Take a big inhale, exhale. If you want to, you can place your hands in Anjali Mudra, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. Maybe bow your head in gratitude for this practice, thousands of years old. Thank your inner guide, your past, present, and future teachers, and all the people that are joining you on this journey. Open your eyes, raise your gaze, and thank you so much for practicing together again and again and again and again. Namaste.